Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's upload, as you could tell by the title, we'll be talking about the storm system. And really, it's more like a series of storms. There will be several waves with this storm system, if you will, but they're all, very intertwined, very connected. So it's fair to call them just one storm. And I think it just keeps things simpler. These are going to be especially hitting the northeast and the east coast, southern Canada, very hard in terms of rain and winds. So that's the best. That's the worst out of these storms. No snow, still not cold enough for that. That's good. But yeah, if you guys are new to this channel, hello and welcome. I do everything about the weather. I am a weather enthusiast. I'm a weather hobbyist. And if you like what you're seeing, if you check out the channel, watch the video, you could subscribe, join the family. And if you are a returning viewer, liking the video would be the best thing to do for supporting this channel. Otherwise, let's get into this video without further ado. Okay, so starting off, I want to look at the European. So I'm showing the European first now because in the previous videos I started off with the GFS, but I realized that that didn't really make much sense showing the GFS first when I said repeatedly throughout that same video that the European model did a better job, and especially with this storm, and overall it's a better model. So I want to start off when more people are watching kind of with the European. So let's get into this. Notice we do see already rain developing across Iowa, Kansas. So if you live across the Midwest, you may be seeing some showers. Okay, this rain isn't really, heavy flooding, but it will be enough to water your garden, and if that needs watering, which a lot of these locations do, it's been pretty dry and hot. Notice we have a large storm system spinning here. It's not really powerful, but it's definitely expansive. You could see lots of showers and storms. It's sitting as of really 12 o'clock noon today. Now I'm recording this around 5, so it may have slightly moved, but around central Ontario. But definitely you could see showers are spreading as far east as into Labrador and Newfoundland, and into Manitoba as well, on the western edge. So as we push this forward, you can see this cold front tracks into the southern United States, or really reaches the south, but also extends way into Lake Huron, Michigan, into southern Canada. So this is going to be a big cold front, and this is only to do with one storm. I needed to zoom out there as I realized that was an 80% zoom. As we take this into tomorrow, this is now tomorrow morning. You could see the showers move into Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, western Kentucky. Those areas will be seeing some rain, so Louisville. And as the day progresses, you can see this cold front continues to move through. We see some scattered showers and storms, really more of the scattered shower type. This system is, it's almost October at this time, and oftentimes with these large systems, we get some convective showers. And if it were a bit colder, then sometimes these could turn into grapple, which they could. I'll show you actually in a few days. In some regions, it actually might towards the north. But notice this cold front does kind of strengthen, keeps its strength together. Severe thunderstorms may be possible. I wouldn't say severe, just rather some thunderstorms. But again, a thunderstorm may seem severe even if it's not, heavy rain, lightning, and some wind. A severe thunderstorm has very specific qualifications to be severe, and you'll know when you're under a severe storm. Notice as the storm pushes it out of that cold front energy, if you will, it propagates a low pressure, and that moves into western Quebec. Again, moves through the large cities, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, they're all in line for this rain. But notice that with this cold front extending so far to the south, it kind of wakens the beast, the tropics, if you will. And notice we see a lot of precipitation flowing into Florida and Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, into the Panhandle, and as well as eastern portions of Alabama. This, you can see the first one is at this point, this is now Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, so really Tuesday looks to be rainy for the northeast and Canada, southern Canadian area. Ontario, lots of showers, not all day soaking event, but showers and kind of just dreary weather, but notice that that really for Illinois, Indiana, kind of dries out for the Tuesday time frame. This thing becomes pretty strong. The winds are pretty strong at the center, but it isn't a massive storm. It doesn't have a huge wind field, but notice a bit of snow to the north. That's not unheard of. That's typical across, extreme northern Quebec right there. To see some mixing of sleet and snow. Definitely not anything record breaking. Just cool to see. We're transitioning into fall and winter. And as I was mentioning, this precipitation starts flowing to the north. So at this point, Tuesday evening and into the overnight, you could see Wednesday morning rush hour. It will be rainy for the northeast. This does not look like scattered, rain showers. This looks to be a broad area of light to moderate rain across much of the northeast. So your, morning commute will be rained upon. And then look at this. See that right there? This won't be all green with a precip shield. That's just little showers that will be kind of firing up, moving slowly to the south and east and kind of dying off as the night goes away, or as the night comes on and the day goes away. And notice, again, they die off, but look at that. We see another kind of like a third separate system developing. Direct weather, call this a nor'easter, and that's fair to say. I won't call it a nor'easter because I think, I don't know, nor'easter may just be it's completely fair to say it, and I think direct weather has the right to say it because I would call it there as well, but a lot of people for some reason have a grudge if you call it nor'easter and nor'easter without snow, and they get confused. So I just want to keep that up, but I think that this is definitely a classic, nor'easter. I mean, look at this thing. Spins up, that comma-shaped precip shield. If this were, winter, February, this could be delivering tons of snow across the northeast, but not. Snow, but rain will be coming in quite heavily at times. Notice we do see wraparound showers again across the Great Lakes. And earlier in the week, the models were showing some lake effect, and you could see that's a little bit of lake effect right there. Now, that will be lake effect rain, not snow. Still interesting to see how, how warm the Great Lakes are and how little cold air it takes to just get them fired up at this time. Notice here's another kind of like that lingering cold front. It moves into southeastern Canada and affects Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. It's a little bit more precip, not as heavy and not as widespread, but definitely affects southeastern Canada. So Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, those areas it moves into with that precip. And I would say that around the Friday timeframe, we could be seeing some grapple across Minnesota, northern Minnesota, UP, and Wisconsin. Even if this shows up as the green on the precipitation, this oftentimes is kind of picked up as green on the models, but with the convective energy from the storm system during the fall, we do sometimes see grapple, which is a combination between snow and sleet. Not really either or. And it's soft, not like sleet, but it's, not like snow. It doesn't have snowflakes. And if you were just to look at the pattern that comes afterwards, you could see more activity for the northeast. And again, this is still far out, so we'll have to see what exactly happens. Our main focus is on these several large systems occurring in the next several days. Notice what we have in terms of the precip, stopping at around a week from now, a bit under. Notice southern Canada, Ontario, seeing decent amounts of rain. Missouri, the Ozarks, western Oklahoma, eastern Oklahoma. Really, the dividing line kind of falls across Oklahoma City. This, don't look at this and be like, oh, right there, so we won't see it. This is kind of just a rough estimate. For the best forecast, just go to your National Weather Service. Generally, the trend is further west you go, the drier it will be. And then the further east you come, into Oklahoma, it will be pretty wet. Same thing with the Ozarks. You can see southern Missouri, northern Arkansas the most, and then just the East Coast, just a widespread rain event of 1 to 2, 3 inches. And it kind of peaks across northern Maine right here, 6, 7 inches. While that's a bit, quite a bit of rain, these areas are in a drought, so this will definitely help a lot, if not completely, crush the drought to a level where it's not really a nuisance. Notice the Great Lakes, seeing a bit Illinois, Wisconsin, and it looks as if this main precipitation shields were kind of developed just east of there, but you can see Chicago gets in on some of that rain from that cold front today and into tonight. Indiana, Michigan gets a little bit more closer to the east, and then southern Canada. You can see these large cities, I don't know the particular order, I think Toronto's here, Montreal, Ottawa, Quebec, I might have messed up the last two. The further you could see, the closer kind of to the, northeast, the Maine, you'll see more rain. Here we could have a little bit of a gap. So it'll be kind of hit and miss, if you will. It won't be as hit and miss as during the summer when we have thunderstorms where one thunderstorm dumps 3 inches over your neighboring town. If this is going to be a hit and miss event, it will be kind of over a large area, but you can still see a few areas 0.8 of an inch to, 1/10 of an inch, and then just a few hundred miles over, you could see 2 to 3 inches. You can see Quebec also seeing a decent amount into central Ontario, a 1 to 2 inches really. Generally under 1 though, but 2 inch amounts aren't unexpected. Notice British Columbia, southwestern Canada. Heaviest rain just stays to the north into the mountains. And Vancouver, the larger cities across southwestern British Columbia, may not be getting in on a lot of that precipitation. But you have seen quite a bit of precip, so really, for now, that's good. The West, unfortunately, stays dry, just 0.00. That's not good news, obviously, but hopefully we could get a change with that. GFS, let's take a look at the Global Forecasting System model. This is a relatively decent model. Again, I do like using it. A lot of people don't like it. I like it. And let's take a look at it. These amounts look a bit less than what the European shows, but generally, it's the same. You could see 2 to 3 to 4 inches across the east coast, really from Maine to Florida, just lots of rain. It looks as if the European puts out just a bit more, though, you know, the GFS is kind of the worser model in this case, so I'm leaning towards more of the European model. Even if the European is wrong, you can still see the GFS puts out quite a bit. There's a bit different, you know, some differences, relatively, you know, similar features though. Oklahoma, eastern side sees more, western side sees less. That's what the Europeans said. Missouri, Illinois, seeing some rain into Michigan and into Ontario, Quebec. Generally the same information. Really, the models have been doing a really good job being trending together and forming a consistent pattern. I just want to take a look at the precip. Sorry about that, that was my chair, but I want to look at the precip as in what the radar would look like, not just the total accumulated precip. Notice, again, we have this large cold front developing today from the system that occurred yesterday. This cold front develops into a storm, drags up precip from another system, and then you can see more rain across the northeast, and we see some showers, probably some sleet and snow grapple mixing in. And then after that, the GFS does keep it pretty active. You can see that similar feature what the European showed, so definitely interesting stuff. I mean, you know, the fall pattern is usually active. The GFS parallel, so the refined GFS model, that's what it's supposed to be known as. Similar stuff. Again, we have that system out of that cold front, gets a bit stronger than the others. We have a large precip shield across the northeast, and then the thing is, the GFS parallel does not develop that third storm whatsoever. So that's definitely interesting. It has been trending that for a few days, but the European model and GFS haven't agreed in the slightest with this model. So this is definitely the most kind of excluded model, if you will, showing something that the others aren't showing. But notice that it also keeps the pattern interesting and active as we push this into the long range. And again, I'll be getting towards this as we get ahead in time. I'll be talking about it. But one last final look at the Canadian model. This is obviously a Canadian model, and it's usually a pretty good model, but I oftentimes prefer the GFS parallel, or the European over this model. This is like my last resort, kind of. But relatively the same information, and you can see it keeps it active for sure. And definitely the other trend with these models is that I kind of forgot about to talk in this video, also didn't really have the time, is the cold weather that will be occurring after this. There will be several shots of chillier air that will be coming through, and I just want to look through the European model. You can see some blue colors, and if you're wondering when this will occur, this will start occurring anywhere today, tomorrow, Tuesday, and then with these storms spinning up, they constantly bring in more cool air. So Friday, Saturday, good chances for frost and freezes across the Midwest and eastern United States, but the West just boils, and that eventually spills into the eastern United States. And I think the rest of October will stay warm. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all guys on the next episode. See ya. Bye.